is just I talk about. Well, I do something a little bit different. Koibu, he does a lot of like cartography, and then he runs the sessions. But so far, I've never really seen him talk about dungeon theory or like his thoughts on being a DM. Like he tends to be very. How would I put it? He tends to be very quiet on that account. You know, he'll make maps and like show people that everything, but so far I haven't seen him talk about dungeon master theory or game design in general, which is one of the things that I really try to highlight in here. Um, so I mean, I want to show sessions of play, which is one of the things that they do. I also show some of the behind the scenes stuff on making maps, but when I do make maps and stuff, I also talk about the theory that I have behind these things, why I do what I do. When I make a character, why I made these choices. You know, all those types of things. I also want to kind of introduce people to different tools, you know? Like I was talking about just recently how to get a hold of the playtest. Talk about map tools. Talk about Obsidian Portal, which I have a video on highlights if you're interested in that. That's basically an online way to track your campaign and make like a campaign journal that has all the information on it. Okay. Part 6. Alright, let's get part 7 up here on. And I'm making a YouTube channel to kind of work with this. That way, you know, you can go to Twitch and you can watch the videos on there, but I also want it on YouTube so that if you wanted just a playlist of everything, you could just play it. Unfortunately, that's one of the things. I don't think Twitch allows you to make a playlist, which is kind of unfortunate. If you had access to a playlist, then you could fragment the adventure up in such a way that it'd be easier to view. And once I get that all set up, I'll be sure to post something about that on my page. I mean, something of a dream goal would be, you know, in essence, to make this something that I could actually make some money off of. It would be crazy if I could make a living off of this. I don't think I'm gonna get that big. It's just not entertaining enough, and I can't put things together as nice to be able to do that. But hey, if I could make some money off of this, that'd be pretty fucking sweet. It also gives me kind of an in to talk to people like Wizards of the Coast. You know, if I can get a following, you know, if I can get, you know, 200,000 or 200 or 1,000 people, you know, to be watching me, I might go, hey, you know, Wizards, like I have a bunch of people here. I can get them really excited about this stuff. You know, do you have a place for me? Can I be a game designer? Could I maybe help market products? Something like that. It also kind of keeps me on task too. Like sometimes it's very hard to stay motivated when you're DM. Like I mentioned that you can spend like 10 times the amount of time your players do. Sometimes it can be really hard to stay motivated to stay on topic and on your work if you aren't like kind of chained to the desk, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Is at least for 4 hours a day, I kind of force myself to look at this stuff. You know, discuss it, run over my thoughts in my head. Okay. Saving throws, attacks. Ability checks as a DM tool. Okay, let's see if they changed this. I don't think they did. Hazards. Requirements. Yeah, I mean, the thing is too is I've just started this up maybe 2 weeks ago. You know, like, or just started actually actively streaming maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe 3 total. But in essence, it's still a very, very new channel. I'm still trying to figure out how to use OBS, you know, trying to get used to the format, figuring out what works, what doesn't, just from a mechanical standpoint. Once I get that a little bit solved, then maybe I'll look into that idea. You know, and I give, you know, I try to give, what's it called? I try to give shout outs where I can to people who give me good ideas or that I think are doing a good job. Like, you know, maybe I'll try to engage Spoonie on something at some point. He's a person that I actually respect to a fair degree on the ideas of tabletop gaming. You know, maybe I could talk to Koibu and be like, hey, you know, like, if you're interested, you know, I try to give you some props on your channel. If you want to see what I'm doing here, maybe you could toss some people my way if it looks interesting or if you think that I'm doing a good job on it or some advice on what I could do better. You know, it's all networking. Get Lethal Frag to play some D&D, but actually, it's so silly. If you're familiar with Lethal Frag, he's actually a really good Twitch caster too. It's just, I actually got banned from his chat for like, because he was playing Faster Than Light, and I was like, oh man, this game looks so boring. And I was just kind of joking about it. And I was just like, I'll watch anyway. Like, I was going to type that next, and before I could type that, I got banned. And I just haven't gotten around to actually messaging him and being like, hey, you know, actually didn't, I meant that as a joke type of thing. As far as what I like to watch on Twitch, I watch a lot of like League of Legends players. Professional fighting game tournaments I watch too. Not so much the individual players, but the tournaments I like to watch on here. When I get that chance, I like to watch roleplay, but that's kind of difficult just because of the timing. What else? I like to watch a lot of speedrunners. I actually have a follow for the entire team of Speedruns Live. I don't watch every speedrun, but I like certain games. Like Rom Scout does an excellent job with Castlevania Symphony of the Night and the DS Castlevanias, and I really like watching those. You know, Mega Man runs. Super Mario World, Dram55 does a really good job with Super Mario World. Tries to keep it pretty fun, also in his chat.